In today's post, I'll be sharing several eye-opening exercises to test the level of responsiveness you have established with your horse, reveal problem areas you maybe didn't even know existed, and of course, take steps for quickening your communication for faster times on the pattern. Here's the thing, I don't think we should compete until we're ready. Now, of course, one could argue that we'll never feel 110% prepared. But at the same time, just because we can enter a barrel race doesn't mean we should. Oftentimes, all signs even point to the fact that we or our horses are not prepared, but we just keep on entering without always realizing that the preparation we need doesn't and even shouldn't really be taking place in competition or at a barrel race. It's so much more resourceful to do as much as we can at home to prepare. And it's even more time and cost effective, and that's a legitimate concern for us all. The problem is that a lot of us don't really know how we can test ourselves to prepare for competition and set up scenarios that will essentially give us perfect opportunities to see and sort through issues. So we're less likely to have negative, confidence damaging, or time and money consuming experiences when we do enter. The first exercise I want to share today is one I call That's the Spot. This exercise can be done on the ground or under saddle. It involves placing a flat, safe object on the ground, such as a soccer field marker, a paper plate, or even a bicycle tire to start with, to test your ability to walk, trot, or lope, then stop with a certain foot on that marker. How well or not so well your horse responds will tell you a lot about how open the lines of communication really are between you. Is your horse following your feel, not just from the reins, but from your legs and body and even mind? Barrel racing involves a lot of precision at high speed, and this exercise is a great way to test our precision off the pattern, starting slow and then advancing. We can practice this to improve our precision, and the best way to keep the exercise super valuable is to not overdo it. Just pepper it in amongst other exercises so your horse doesn't end up learning it like a trick, but that it remains an actual test and teaching tool for improving the in-the-moment responsiveness and connection. The next exercise I recommend is not too fast-paced and exciting, but it is very revealing. You may be familiar with the practice of backing circles to get your horse to rock more weight on their hindquarters. Now, it's one thing to just send your horse in a backward motion in a circular path, but can your horse back in a circle one step at a time, then stop, then back one more step, then stop? Another variation would be to simply ask either your horse to pivot on his hindquarters or forequarters and be very specific about how many steps you want, such as a quarter turn or an eighth of a turn, or like 2 steps, 3 steps, or 4 steps, and so forth. Is your horse right there with you? I mean, without any question. You'll tend to find that either there will be a little delay in getting going or stopping, or that your horse won't be very precise about placing his feet exactly where you want them. Or you might notice that your horse throws in an extra step or two here and there. Now, all of these situations are examples of problems that will show up on the pattern also. And let's face it, an extra step or a little half second is not going to cut it in a barrel racing run. At this point, we don't even have to be too terribly focused on individual feet yet, because that becomes even more advanced. But we can be more specific about just one precise step in the direction that we want. That we get what we ask for the way we ask for it. No more, no less. If you can give that and have it instantly, that's big. Then you are ready to think more about influencing individual feet. When your horse is missing the mark with these exercises, Think about using your own body weight, your position, and your focus to make it very clear where, when, and how you want him to move. Then use your legs and reins as necessary to make it difficult to not be in sync with you. When your horse follows your focus and body language, give him a release in relation to how he's doing. Sometimes just smiling creates a softening in our body, and it's that appreciation and gratitude that our horses can sense and feel. And I would consider that like a micro release. Other times, if my horse really needed some time to figure out what I wanted, I might sit there. Once he gets it, I might sit and camp on him for 5 minutes just to make it extra clear that's what I wanted and give him lots of retreat. Think of your horse's legs as an extension of your legs. You move as one unit. They can follow a feel even with slack in the rein. They can follow your focus and sense when you turn your head, which changes the position of your shoulders, hips, and legs. And the more you use your mental focus, the more obvious it will be to the horse. Remember, the word ride is a verb, which is an action word, meaning when we're doing it well, there might not be a lot of outward action to see, but you can bet that it is always a very advanced physical and mental activity. How long can you focus on one thing at a time? How is this reflected in your horse's ability to maintain his own focus and responsibility for his body position? These are examples of raising our standards and our horse's education at a basic, slow level first. It's going to reveal what we have overlooked. Now, a lot of folks can't figure out why things aren't going well in a run and think they already have a good foundation established, but they actually are not anywhere close to the calm yet hair trigger responsiveness that is necessary to start with just going slow. When you have it going slow, then you can advance to testing it and teaching it in many of the similar ways at the next gait and so on. As I'm sure you realize, every interaction we have with our horse is an opportunity to improve or regress. You can bet that I'm taking every opportunity to make positive progress. I hope with these new insights that you'll never be able to say, my horse is great at home but falls apart at the barrel race. I would bet if you got your magnifying glass out and thought of ways to simulate and test your horse's foundation, that indeed you would find lots of opportunities to correct and influence what's not going well at the barrel race, and in general, be more efficient and proactive about preparing for success. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.